Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well. And since we are entering the final stretch of the North American leg of the Skeletor, in this video I thought I would go over certain sections from an interesting interview about the stage design of the tour conducted with Tobias, but not Tobias Forge. This was Tobias Rylander, the stage designer behind this most recent tour. Alright, so anyone who has attended or have heard the elaborate stage design of the Skeletor, be it the innovative use of the screens, the giant crucifix, or any other number of elements, have all been met with almost universal acclaim from all the cities they have visited across Europe and North America. So recently, Metal Injection was able to interview the stage designer behind the Skeletor, so let's go over some interesting parts of the interview, and I'll leave it linked below in case you wanted to go over the full interview yourself. When Rylander was asked about how he got involved with Ghost for the first time, he explains, "This was actually my first time working with Ghost and Tobias Forge. We were introduced to each other by Amir Chamden, a film director who also directs the music videos for Ghost. Me and Amir have known each other for a long time and worked together on several projects. When Forge and Amir started plotting the Skeletor, where they knew they wanted to use more video screens and video content, Amir also became the creative director alongside Forge. Amir introduced us, and together the three of us started sketching and developing the stage and show design. It is very much a development and extension of what Ghost has always been or needed to be. A natural progress and growth that felt very natural, in lack of a better word, obvious. Ghost just is a great rock and roll spectacle and show. I'm a huge Kiss fan since childhood, so working with Ghost is probably the closest I will get to making a Kiss show, and with Forge and Amir also being Kiss fans, we have a lot of fun working together." When asked about how they go taking plans off paper and bringing them to life, he says, "In this case, and in so many others, it usually starts with a napkin sketch or a sketchbook. Tobias Forge is really great at drawing to start with and has good, really clear understanding and vision of what he wants the show to look like. This is where it's a true creative collaboration where I really become his draftsman, and with my expertise and knowledge, we start bouncing ideas between ourselves and move and shift, etc., until we reach a point where we actually start looking at all the nuts and bolts of things. I draw in different 3D CAD programs to have a representation of the show and drawings that we then use to make 3D visualization renders with. In terms of how much of it is the band and how much was Rylander and his team, he says, when it comes to Ghost, Tobias Forge, who is the creative visionary, he is Ghost. It's his creation, so creatively we really listen to his ideas and visions. He knows all the lore and history, where Ghost has been and where it's going, so creatively there is no limit really. The limitations are how long does it take to load this show into the venue, how many crew will it take, and does this give us enough time to pack up after show, drive to the next city or country to build it again, sometimes as early as the next day. That is where it gets problematic, and we cannot always make reality of all the ideas and dreams. Forge is such a creative being while also being so incredibly generous to his fans. There really are no expenses spared on the show in this matter. We listen to the tour and production managers in terms of what is possible and not, and I can assure you, if it was physically possible, the show would be bigger. It's incredible to hear about how involved Forge is, even when it comes to the stage design, and the fact that Rylander was able to come in and continue to work hand in hand with Forge and not just feel like him and his team had to fully take over is a great thing to hear. Forge really does have his hand in all aspects of Ghost, so it's great that the fans can rest assured that everything from the music, the band's presentation, and even stage design delivers on his unique vision, at least to what's feasibly possible at this moment in the band's journey. But let's end with what Rylander is most proud of when it comes to the Skeletor. "I'm really happy and proud of how the huge crucifix came out. It is the symbol and sign of the band, but they had never had one built on this scale and for production before. It is absolutely enormous, and all custom built for the show. We had to draw so many different versions to make it both look right, but also architecturally and engineering wise, hold its own weight and spread it over the venue's rigging points, etc. I'm really happy with its proportions and aesthetics. It's really heavy and holds hundreds of moving lights and strobes. It's a show in its own right when it moves. But there you go, guys. That was a pretty interesting look behind the scenes of how this new tour came together and how involved the band still was. If you've already attended one of the rituals this tour cycle, let us know what you thought about the whole stage design down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with all of our upcoming videos. For more on ghosts, take a look at the rest of the channel, because if you have ghosts, you have everything.
Last night